Yo, 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 it's me, the Concrete Yogi, coming to you live from sunny South Florida, specifically Hollywood Beach, Florida, and I just finished my first round of practice. I got Warrior Wednesday going on. I got 3 more classes to teach, but I'm going to share this with you before we start the episode. Just look at that day, my goodness. It's been crazy windy out lately, so my last couple videos, one I didn't even upload. The last one was in my house, the Chaturanga one. It was all dull and boring and the light was shitty, and here we are back on the beach, back home, back where we belong. My YouTube crew, what is up? Today I'm gonna get real with you. We're gonna talk serious about the asana, and some of you that do follow me on Facebook, you see that I talked yesterday a little bit about it. I'm gonna do some more today, but because I missed yesterday's YouTube, I'm gonna catch everybody up, get everybody up to speed. Now, what are we talking about when we talk about getting real with the asana? Well, first of all, let me say this. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not stretching. It's not based on your amount of flexibility. It's not if you can touch your toes or not. Okay, this is very difficult stuff. When the practice was first brought over by BKS Yengar, Patabi Joyce, and other students of Krishnamacharya, they really brought over a very physical form of practice. And a lot of it was jumping to the top of the mat, floating through to the top of the mat, jumping back into in a very floaty, very graceful maneuver. And it's become a lot different than what it originally was. A lot of the postures are just now linked one into the other, and that's fine. Removing some of the vinyasa, a lot of the repetition, that is fine. But to sit there and to recategorize yoga into something, very easy and stretchy, and like I tell my students sometimes, this ain't Richard Simmons yoga. This ain't your your everyday pop in a video and throw on your spandex yoga. This is real stuff. We're practicing the real traditional style of yoga, and that asana practice was very physically demanding. As you get older, obviously, as your body style changes, you're going to need different styles of asana practice, and they are there. They're very, very available. But to know now that people take a vinyasa practice, which was never practiced in the heat, which was never practiced with mirrors, but was a very introspective practice in which it was actually practiced in the silence, and the guru, the teacher, would be counting your breath, as well as instructing the postures and the finer cues of the postures. So imagine that. No music, no mirrors, no heat in the vinyasas, and now what today's practice has become, it's a very entertainment-based thing, and I understand why. It's very appealing, it's very sexy, it draws people into that, but I think that also leads a lot of it up for personalization, and that's when opinions can become a part of the practice. If you go back to the original traditional styles where it was divinely inspired to, say, Krishnamacharya and then handed down guru to student, you'll find that those styles, they're very pure. They're no nonsense. They're to the point, boom, boom, boom. The asana is the asana, the meditation is the meditation, the breath work is the breath work. Everything is not only individual, but when they are implemented together, it's done very specifically. For instance, a shavasana is not only a posture, a yogic posture, but it's also a meditative posture. So it's where you meditate. It's where you're going to be engaging in a lot of the pratyahara, the sensory withdrawal, and that also happens on the mat in the individual postures. This is something that you need to approach the practice with a little bit of knowledge of. That's why I'm doing these. Because I feel like too many people just go to yoga because it's a good stretch, or hey, peace and love, man, woo, with my mala beads and my tie-dye shirt, and come on now. Come on, let's really take a step back, really think about what we're doing here. We're all gonna be individual. We're all gonna be distinctly unique and very special in that way. But if we all start wearing the same clothes and, trying to mimic one another physically, then it's just gonna become more acrobatics, more entertainment than anything. And if we just stick to the basics, we stick to the script, we go to what was inspired by the original yogic masters, not thinking that we have the answers, because, as Americans, we like to think, we've got all the answers. We know everything, and, no one can tell us anything, and we keep our blinders on, and we keep a very closed-minded perspective of the world. And another reason that I'm doing these is to tell people, open your mind up. Give some new things a try. Open your door to new perspectives. You'll never know if you don't try. And you'll never fail if you don't try. So try. Try something new. Try something different. Whether it's a form of martial arts, whether it's energetic exercises, yoga, whether it's any kind of physical activity where your focus is on the internal sensation, the movement of the body with precision, the movement of the body with the breath, the focus on the depth of the breath and the consistency of the breath. Anything where that becomes the focus and the mind isn't over here, the mind isn't over there, and it's right here and now and present and grounded, that is the yoga. So let's stop all these things, please, my goodness, to tell Pattabhi Jois that his style of vinyasa is now being practiced in 100-degree rooms. He would be, I don't think he would agree with that, because his style of practice is vigorous. It is very difficult. To practice in normal room temperature, it's very difficult. And if you don't believe me, go try Ashtanga. Go try Ashtanga. Go try Ashtanga and then tell me if you would be comfortable trying that in the heat. Because that is the traditional vinyasa. That is the traditional vinyasa. All right? We've all got to really recognize that now. Putting ourselves through high intensity interval training in a heated room is not only detrimental to the health, but it's unnecessary. And in the discomfort, in the hyperventilation, in the in the dehydration, in the overexertion, how can you be steady and comfortable? How can you be poised and calm? How? You can't be. You're worried about taking that next breath. You're worried about taking your next water break. That can't be yoga. The yoga must be calm, steady, comfortable. Sthira Sukham Asanam. Sthira Sukham Asanam. Not Sthira Dukha Asanam. Not steady and miserable are the poses. Sukha. It's going to come with practice. The postures will become easier. But if you're doing them in 100-degree heat, then they might not ever be comfortable. So take a second, step back, look at what you're really doing. Would you ever go for a run in a sauna? No! Then why are you doing vinyasa in a hot room? Think about this. Do what's right for your body, not what's right because everyone else is doing it. Alright? You want to go for a run outside? I live in South Florida. I can go for a run outside and it'll be plenty hot. Alright, if I want a good cardiovascular workout, I go for a walk outside, go for a jog outside. I'm on the sand, go for a good brisk walk, maybe a quarter-mile jog on the sand, and you will be fine with cardiovascular exercise. You don't need to be in 100 degrees. You're not sweating out toxins. That's another myth. All right, so let's really start thinking about this. Yes, yoga was practiced in India. Yes, it's very hot in India. But look at the times of the days that they practiced in Krishnamacharya's first yoga shala. They'd practice early in the morning and they'd practice late at night. Sure, it was in a courtyard. Sure, the sun might have been rising up onto them, but it wasn't at the peak of the day. It wasn't 100 degrees over their head. No way would they practice then. Thank you all for joining me. This is a little venting that I had to get off my chest. I just really want people to start approaching the practice with their minds, okay, aware. Stop doing things because it's the fad. Stop getting the car because everyone else is driving it. Stop wearing the clothes because everyone else is wearing it. Stop exercising a certain way because everyone else is doing it. Do what feels right to you. Do what feels comfortable to you. And if you're approaching yoga, the posturing in yoga, the asana in yoga, do some research first so that you don't just go to the local yoga studio and listen to what the instructor is telling you as all truths. Yes, there are many good instructors out there that can teach in the heat properly. I'll leave you with that. It can be done properly. But most of the time, it's not. It's not. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me. Peace, love, blessings, all the good stuff. I mean, come on, look at this. You're breathing. The sun's out. It's a beautiful day. You're blessed. Until next time, have a great one. Instagram, Facebook Live, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, every single day. You know where to find me. The Concrete Yogi, signing off. Happy Warrior Wednesday, everybody.